My wife and I did some spring cleaning at the start of the year, and I found my PlayStation 4, which has not been turned on, let alone plugged in, for about 2 years. And I said, collecting dust is no way to live. It's time we get some use out of this in terms of repurposing it for the almighty dollar. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I listed my PlayStation 4 for $100. I looked at the market, I saw what the average price was, and I felt like $100 was more than fair. Now, I am not a rookie when it comes to Facebook Marketplace. I wouldn't call myself a Hall of Famer, maybe not even a seasoned veteran, but I'm far from a rookie. I understand how the industry of Facebook Marketplace works. I get it. I've lived a day or two in that world. But what I was telling some friends and what I'll tell you is that world is very different depending on what you're selling. And typically, I have sold things that are more woman-coded. What I mean by that is I have listed and sold things that typically I get responses from females looking to purchase the product. And the interaction I've learned with selling those things, furniture a lot of time, decor, decorations, old baby stuff, I've learned that women communicate in it's so much better. It's so much better to communicate with a woman on Facebook Marketplace. You know why? Because they respect you as a person. They respect what you're trying to accomplish. And there's this mutual understanding between the parties. And it typically goes something like this. Hey, is this item still available? Yes, it is. All right, I'm interested in it. When can I pick up? Or would you take X amount of dollars? A little discount? Hey, would you like to meet some? Like, it's just very normal. And I'm not saying that a PlayStation 4 is not a woman item. But I'm saying that I have had many more men reach out than I have women. In the experience of selling what we'll call a man item, which I don't like using that. I don't think that's fair. But for the sake of the video, I think you understand what I'm saying. When you're selling something to a population that is generally leans male, it's a different experience. And it's so different that I need to talk about it. So the first message I got, the first day it was listed, was, hey, would you trade me for a 32-inch smart TV? Now, I don't know how much this 32-inch smart TV costs. I can't even tell what brand it is. But I'm going to go ahead and say no. I've got 7 TVs in my house, some of which aren't even plugged in. I do not need a new TV. Was that a nice offer? I wouldn't call it that. Was it a fair offer? I wouldn't call it that. But it was an offer nonetheless. I declined. The next message I got was from Brandon. He said, hi, is this available? Trade? Now, what was Brandon going to trade? I do not know. I said it was available, but no trades were allowed, especially after I had just gotten offered a smart TV that I didn't need. I guess I could have asked Brandon what he's going to trade me. You trade me $100 and I'm in. But a smart TV, no thank you. Brandon didn't respond. Audrey, listen, I just said this thing about communicating with the opposite sex and how it was easier. Audrey kind of proves this wrong. She's the outlier. I hate this question. What's the lowest you'll go? $100 if that's what it says. What do you mean? What's the lowest you'll go? I'll go as low as it says. Unless you tell me or ask me, will you go 80? Then maybe I'll go 80. Don't ask this question. If you're in Facebook Marketplace, if you're going to dabble in the online selling business, I'm giving you some advice, especially as a buyer. Don't ever ask this question. What's the lowest you'll go? It's 100. It's what the price says until you give me another option. Silly question, Audrey. I don't like that at all. I said $100. She didn't respond. James. This is where it started to get a little bizarre. James said, trade for a sword and 2 Bluetooth speakers. So I was curious. I have no need for a sword. I've never owned a sword, and I've never even desired a sword. I don't know when or why I would ever use a sword. But I wanted to know what kind of sword. I thought maybe If it was worth $200 and James is just too lazy to sell the sword, I'll trade the PlayStation for a $200 sword, and then I'll sell the sword for $150, and maybe I make $50 more than I intended to make. I'm always thinking, chat. He sends me the picture of the sword. I think it's called an Elite Edge. I had trouble finding it online. I sent it to my friend who knows swords, and he said, "Oh, those are cheap. Those are buns. Those are trash." So, these are the two Bluetooth speakers. They don't look like anything to call home about. Unbranded. What is INSME and M68? No, thank you, James. He said he kind of. This isn't a bad offer. I'll give it to James. He's at least trying. I can throw in $40 on Friday. So a sword, $40, and two Bluetooth speakers. It could have been worse. Maybe the value of these three things combined is $60, and he was trying to get me a good deal. But I have no use for a sword. I would one time like to have somebody throw up a fruit in the air and me swing a sword at it and see if we can just get a clean cut. I used to love Fruit Ninja. Great game. And I think there's still a part of me who yearns for living out Fruit Ninja in real life. So it's not going to happen as a result of this trade, but maybe someday I can do a Fruit Ninja. Pedro, you know what? Hey, Pedro, $70. Looking back now, maybe I should have accepted this because I still haven't sold it. Spoiler alert. Pedro wanted 70. That's a 30% off. And I had been getting enough messages consistently that I didn't feel like it was my time to really drop the price that much. So I told him no, thank you. Zach says, would you trade for a tablet? Zach, if I'm not trading for a sword and two Bluetooth speakers and $40, you can bet I'm not trading for a tablet. Do we even use tablets? People using tablets anymore? I don't know when the last time I've seen somebody use a tablet. I don't even really know what a tablet is anymore. It's an iPad, but it's not Apple, I think. I don't know. What are we using? Are we using tablets, chat? I'm not a tablet guy. Don't have a use for a tablet. I told him no, thank you. But then I'm going to warn you, the next slide, if you're someone who is, it's a snake. I woke up early and rolled over, picked up my phone like a normal human, and saw a Facebook message from someone asking if I wanted, what is that, a boa constrictor? An anaconda? I don't know what kind that is, and I have no interest in finding out. Do I want to trade that, my PlayStation 4, for that I have to take care of? I've got kids, man. A snake? That's not all. That's not all. If I didn't want that one, well, by golly, are you not going to work? I mean, stars and stripes. What are we doing here? Play the video. Yeah, well, the point is he's got a lot of snakes. It's a video of him opening these boxes of snakes that he just has for trading for PlayStation 4s. So far, I've not sold it, like I said. But I just think in some ways, there is something wholesome about this. There is something that is taking us back to the days of bartering. And there is beauty in that. But I think I'm just wanting $100. So if anybody out there wants a PlayStation 4, $100, I might go 90. I need to go get some Sudafed because I got some problems.